Yaya Touré, whose full name is Negnari Yaya Touré, was born on May 13, 1983, in Bouak, Ivory Coast. He is a retired professional footballer widely regarded as one of the greatest African midfielders of all time. Known for his strength, vision, technique, and powerful runs from midfield, Touré enjoyed a highly successful club and international career. Yaya Touré began his football journey in his native Ivory Coast, playing for the youth academy of ASEC Mimosas, a club known for developing top Ivorian talent. His performances caught the eye of European scouts, and in 2001, he moved to Europe to join the Belgian club Beveren. From there, his career progressed rapidly, and he had short stints at Metalurg Donetsk in Ukraine and Olympiakos in Greece, where he began gaining more attention for his dynamic style of play. In 2007, he joined AS Monaco in France, and after a solid season there, he transferred to FC Barcelona in 2007. At Barcelona, Touré became part of a golden era under Pep Guardiola. He played a key role in the club's historic treble-winning season in 2008-09, where Barcelona clinched the La Liga title, Copa del Rey, and UEFA Champions League. Although often deployed in a more defensive midfield role at Barca, he demonstrated tactical discipline and versatility, even playing as a centre-back in the 2009 Champions League final. In 2010, Yaya Touré made a high-profile move to Manchester City, where he became one of the Premier League's most dominant midfielders. His time at City was marked by key contributions, including memorable goals and performances in big matches. Notably, he scored the winning goal in the 2011 FA Cup semi-final against Manchester United and the only goal in the final against Stoke City, helping City to their first major trophy in over 3 decades. He was also instrumental in the club's Premier League title wins in 2011-12 and 2013-14, the latter being his most prolific season where he scored 20 league goals. Touré's blend of physical power, technical finesse, and leadership made him a fan favorite. He was named African Player of the Year 4 times in a row from 2011 to 2014, an honor that reflected both his club success and his stature on the continent. Internationally, he was a key figure for the Ivory Coast national team, earning over 100 caps. He represented his country in multiple Africa Cup of Nations tournaments and FIFA World Cups. In 2015, he captained the Ivorian national team to victory in the Africa Cup of Nations, their first since 1992, cementing his legacy as a national hero. After leaving Manchester City in 2018, Touré had brief spells with Olympiakos, returning to the club, and Qingdao Huanghai in China. He officially retired from professional football in 2020 and soon after began transitioning into coaching. He pursued his UEFA coaching licenses and took on various youth coaching and assistant roles to gain experience. Yaya Touré is a younger brother of Kolo Touré, also a professional footballer who played for clubs like Arsenal and Manchester City. Off the field, Yaya has been involved in charity work and has spoken out on issues such as racism in football. His career is remembered for its combination of power, poise, and impact, with his influence felt both on and off the pitch. Following his retirement, Yaya Touré remained deeply connected to football through his ambitions to become a top-level coach. He began his coaching education by earning UEFA qualifications and soon took on mentoring and assistant coaching roles to build his experience. He worked with youth teams at Queen's Park Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur in England, where he gained valuable insight into coaching structures and player development. His professionalism, multilingual ability, and extensive playing experience made him a respected figure among aspiring players and fellow coaches. Touré also joined the coaching staff of Ukrainian club Olympic Donetsk in 2021, marking his first formal appointment at a professional club level. Later, in 2022, he accepted an assistant coaching role with the academy at Tottenham Hotspur, helping shape the next generation talent. These experiences demonstrated his commitment to learning and adapting, a trait he consistently showed throughout his playing career. In 2023, he continued his coaching journey by joining the Saudi club Al Ahly as an assistant coach, working under the head coach Matthias Jasel. In addition to his coaching endeavors, Yaya Touré has used his platform to speak on social and humanitarian issues. A devout Muslim, he has often talked about the importance of faith, family, and discipline in shaping his life. He has been a vocal advocate against racism in football, using his voice and status to challenge discrimination in the sport. Touré has also been involved with the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, especially in campaigns aimed at saving endangered species like elephants, further showcasing his dedication to causes beyond the pitch. Touré's legacy is especially significant in Africa, where he remains a symbol of excellence and perseverance. His accolades and achievements have inspired countless young African footballers to pursue professional careers abroad. His unique ability to combine technical elegance with physical dominance set him apart in every team he played for, whether it was in Europe's biggest clubs or on the international stage with Ivory Coast. Despite occasional controversies, such as his strained departure from Manchester City and outspoken comments about management and recognition, Touré has always been recognized for his passion and competitive nature. His football IQ, leadership qualities, and presence on the field made him a true game-changer, and his evolution from a powerful box-to-box midfielder to a tactically astute coach suggests that his influence on the sport is far from over. Yaya Touré continues to be involved in global football discussions and coaching networks, positioning himself as a future manager at the highest level. His journey from Buak to the pinnacles of European football and now into the coaching ranks reflect a career built on hard work, resilience, and unshakable belief in his abilities. His name remains etched in the history of clubs like Barcelona and Manchester City, as well as in the hearts of millions of fans across Africa and beyond. As Yaya Touré continues to evolve in his post-playing career, his broader influence within the footballing world only grows. He has expressed ambitions of becoming a head coach at a top European club or even managing at the international level, especially with the Ivory Coast national team, something he has described as a personal dream. His growing resume, filled with assistant roles and tactical development experience, is steadily paving the way toward that goal. Touré is frequently invited to speak at football conferences and leadership summits, where his insights into elite performance, player mentality, and the transition from player to coach are highly valued. His reputation for being articulate and thoughtful has allowed him to shift seamlessly into mentorship and ambassadorial roles. He has also participated in mentoring programs for young African coaches and players, hoping to provide opportunities and guidance for the next generation, just as mentors once did for him. Beyond football, Yaya has also dabbled in business and philanthropy. He has supported and launched community initiatives aimed at youth development in West Africa, focusing on education, health, and sports infrastructure. His foundation has worked. In his homeland, Ivory Coast, Yaya remains a national treasure. Streets, stadium murals, and youth tournaments bear his name. He is regularly honored at public events, and his involvement in national affairs, particularly related to sport and youth empowerment, carries weight. To many Ivorians, he represents not just footballing excellence, but the embodiment of what perseverance and pride can achieve. Alongside other Ivorian football greats, he is part of a golden generation whose legacy will influence the country for decades to come. As Yaya Touré moves forward, the anticipation of seeing him take charge of a major team, club or country, is growing. Whether it's leading Ivory Coast into a new era, managing in the Premier League, or helping transform coaching standards in Africa, he stands poised at the crossroads of past glory and future greatness. The football world continues to watch, not just to remember who he was, but to witness who he is becoming. His story, far from finished, remains one of the most inspiring arcs in modern football, rooted in talent, driven by purpose, and propelled by vision. In the years to come, Yaya Touré is expected to leave a lasting imprint not only as a former world-class player but as a transformative football leader, one capable of influencing the sport both tactically and culturally. His journey has already become a blueprint for how a player can transition from greatness on the pitch to meaningful impact off it. With every new step in his coaching career, he breaks down barriers that have historically limited African representation at the highest managerial levels in world football. Touré has spoken openly about the lack of black and African coaches in elite leagues, often pointing out the imbalance between the number of African players who have achieved greatness in Europe versus those given opportunities to lead teams as coaches or technical directors. By becoming a prominent face in this movement, he challenges not only the sporting world but the institutions that support it, advocating for diversity, access, and accountability at all levels. His own pursuit of coaching excellence is, in part, a response to this imbalance, a mission to prove, once again, that merit and vision should be recognized regardless of background. As his coaching credentials continue to grow, there's speculation that he may one day take a major role at a club or federation in Africa. This would mark a significant full-circle moment, bringing his experience, knowledge, and leadership back to where it all began. Such a role could also help spark broader development across African football infrastructure, training methods, and youth systems, areas he frequently emphasizes as crucial for the continent's continued progress on the world stage. Outside of coaching, Yaya Touré is becoming a respected global ambassador for the sport. He has been involved in discussions with football federations, global organizations like FIFA and CAF, and development programs aiming to modernize football governance and youth training. His presence in these arenas is not just ceremonial, it's strategic. He brings lived experience, a deep understanding of the modern game, and a sharp sense of where the sport needs to go next. In popular culture, his name continues to echo through stadiums, YouTube highlight reels, and football conversations across generations. From unforgettable long-range goals to marauding runs through midfield and ice-cool penalty finishes under pressure, his greatest moments are immortalized. He is often ranked alongside African football legends such as George Weah, Didier Drogba, and Samuel Eto'o, players who changed the narrative of African excellence in the global game. For fans, Touré remains a symbol of strength, elegance, and unwavering drive. For aspiring footballers, especially from Africa, he is proof that the dream is real and attainable. And for the game itself, he is part of a growing wave of former players taking their place not just in the history books, but in the boardrooms and dugouts that will shape the next chapters of football. As time moves forward, Yaya Touré is not merely being remembered, he is actively building something new. With his legacy firmly rooted in the past and his vision stretching far into the future, he stands as a rare figure, a footballer whose second act may be as impactful and inspiring as his first. To improve access to quality training facilities and resources for underprivileged children in Ivory Coast. In doing so, he continues to give back to the community that shaped his early life and instilled in him the values of discipline and ambition. Despite all the accolades and fame, those who know Yaya Touré often describe him as grounded and focused. Family has always been central to his life. He shares a close bond with his brother Kolo Touré, with whom he shared both club and international duties, forming one of the most iconic sibling duos in African football history. Their journey, from playing barefoot on the streets of Abidjan to competing in World Cups and European finals, is a testament to their shared passion and resilience. Touré's legacy is not just defined by the trophies and goals, but by the path he helped clear for African players. In an era when African talent was still underappreciated on the world stage, he emerged not just as a participant, but as a game-changing force. He redefined expectation for what an African midfielder could be: dominant, technically gifted, and capable of deciding matches at the highest level. His style, blending grace with power, left a lasting impression on both fans and future professionals. Now, as he transitions into the next phase of his career, Yaya Touré remains a prominent figure in the football world, not only as a legend of the game, but also as a visionary aiming to shape its future. Whether on the sidelines with a tactical board or in boardrooms advocating for inclusion and representation, his voice carries weight. His journey is far from over. It is simply taking a new form, one that continues to inspire and lead, just as he always did in midfield. As Yaya Touré's influence expands into coaching, mentorship, and advocacy, he remains an enduring icon, not only for his footballing exploit, but also for his evolving leadership off the pitch. His vision for the future of African football is ambitious. He has been vocal about the need for better infrastructure, investment in grassroots programs, and more African representation in global football governance. Touré has stated in interviews that while African talent is abundant, the system supporting young players must improve for the continent to realize its full potential on the world stage. His involvement in these discussions reflects a deeper sense of responsibility, not just to the game, but to the people who love it. Yaya has also embraced a digital era, appearing in documentaries, podcasts, and sports networks as a guest analyst. His calm, authoritative manner and sharp football brain have made him a sought-after voice in commentary circles. Whether breaking down tactics or reflecting on iconic moments from his career, he brings clarity and perspective that comes only from years at the highest level of competition. In addition, his personal evolution has drawn admiration. In his playing days, Touré was known for being intensely focused and, at times, misunderstood, especially when it came to his assertiveness about his worth and respect. Over time, many have come to appreciate his courage in speaking up for himself and for others, especially in a sport where many athletes are often expected to stay silent. His honesty, though sometimes controversial, has been part of a broader push for fairness, player rights, and recognition, particularly for African players in Europe. Despite stepping away from the limelight of weekly football action, Yaya continues to receive tributes from fans and fellow players alike. Cities like Manchester still chant his name, and young midfielders across Africa cite him as a role model. On social media, fans often resurface his stunning solo goals, laser-accurate passes, and clutch performances, reminders of just how unique a player he was. His commitment to continuous learning is another mark of his character. Even as a former superstar, he has shown humility in starting from the ground up in coaching, observing, studying, and contributing in whatever capacity is required. It is his grounded approach that is slowly but surely turning him into a respected tactician, capable of someday leading elite squads in Europe or guiding national teams at the World Cup. Yaya Touré's story is a rare combination of raw talent, perseverance, and evolution. From a young dreamer in Buak to Champions League winner, from Premier League powerhouse to mentor and coach, his path represents what is possible with talent, hard work, and a willingness to grow. He is more than just a retired footballer. He is a symbol of African pride, a voice for the next generation, and a continuing force in the global football narrative. His legacy, still being written, promises to inspire for years to come. Looking ahead, Yaya Touré's future appears as dynamic as his playing days, filled with opportunities to impact the game at multiple levels. His commitment to coaching is backed by a long-term vision, not only to manage but to lead with a philosophy shaped by the best minds in football. He has often cited influences from his time under legendary managers such as Pep Guardiola, Manuel Pellegrini, and Roberto Mancini. Observing their styles, adapting their approaches, and combining them with his own ideas, Yaya is quietly crafting a coaching identity that emphasizes tactical intelligence, player empowerment, and disciplined freedom on the pitch. Touré has also expressed a strong desire to help bridge the gap between African and European football cultures. Having navigated both worlds himself, he understands the challenges African players face when they arrive in Europe: cultural adjustments, pressure to perform, language barriers, and sometimes discrimination. Through speaking engagements, mentorship programs, and advisory roles, he aims to advocate for a more inclusive, supportive football ecosystem, especially for young African talent making the leap abroad. In the broader sports community, Yaya has become a figure of empowerment. He is frequently invited to speak at leadership summits and global development forums where sports and society intersect. His belief that football can be a tool for education, unity, and peace aligns with the work of several global organizations, and he has partnered with NGOs and sport diplomacy initiatives to further this mission. Whether promoting anti-racism campaigns, advocating for climate action, or encouraging youth participation in sport, he's using his platform to push for meaningful change. Despite his serious responsibilities and ambitions, Touré's personality off the pitch remains warm, humble, and rooted in his beginnings. He often shares moments with fans, teammates, and fellow legends of the game. When reflecting on his journey, he frequently credits his family, especially his mother and father, for instilling values of respect, hard work, and generosity, principles that continue to guide his decisions and relationships today.